Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I am Kyle Jennings. Appreciate you hanging out with us. This is our new show, Sheriff's Talk Show, our Santa Clarita Sheriff Talk radio show. And I am here with myself, Kyle Jennings, with Public Information Officer Shirley Miller. And twice a month now, we're going to be doing this this little show. We want to talk about crime trends here in the Santa Clarita Valley, how to protect yourself and your family as well. And appreciate you coming by, guys. We have quite a few people here in the studio. We have Deputy Brian Heishuber. Correct. Which is how you say it. And we also have Deputy Chris Kraft. And then we have a special guest coming a little later. So we'll talk about her a little later. But we have a very special guest in the studio as well. Awesome stuff. Thank you guys for coming by. This is a fun thing we like to do to really just keep the public informed on what the sheriff station is doing, and also outreach and stuff like that, crime prevention. That's
I think this is the first show that we've done for 2016, isn't it, Kyle?
It is, yeah. This is formerly the Neighborhood Watch.
Right.
We've kind of rebranded a little bit.
Right. We're now down to 30 minutes from 60 minutes,
yes.
And we're planning to get a lot more guests from the community in our future shows.
Yeah, so it should be fun. It should be a fun show, kind of lighten things up rather than talking about angry, sad things.
And do we get to let them sing today too?
I think so. If you want, they were singing right before.
I know.
So I don't know. I feel like you guys should probably
they have
jump
so much
right in.
talent. They just keep it hidden.
That's true. So how are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Very good.
You've been on the show before, right?
I have been on the show before. Yes.
And have you?
Nope. This is my first time.
All right.
You've been.
Round of applause for Deputy
studio.
Kraft. Woo!
You were here.
I've been here before, not in this room.
Not in this room, but you've been. That's where I've seen you. Okay, so
the new studio is beautiful.
Not bad. Oh yeah, you were at the old one. Yeah, so
Correct.
this is a new to you.
Yes, it looks great.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I had nothing to do with it. So, but we wanted to talk about some of the current crime trends. You guys are part of the crime prevention team, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So we want to talk about some of the current crime trends. Vehicle break-ins. They apparently have been happening. You can read a bunch of stories. The crime reports we report that we
I'm sure you see. For those of you that subscribe to our NICSO alerts, you probably notice that every week, every zone, there's been a lot of vehicle burglaries lately.
Yeah, and that's been happening, and it's here in the Santa Clarita Valley, and we just want to ask you guys a few questions about it. What vehicles are being broken into? Are they locked, unlocked? Are you guys seeing a trend with that?
So the biggest thing I could see, speaking from my area, which happens often, is a lot of people go to the mall and they leave packages in their car, they leave bags in their car, and they leave things in plain view. A lot of people leave cell phones on the dash or whatever it may be. Somebody walks by, sees the opportunity, no one around, they're going to smash the window and take those items. So I always tell people, just put everything in as possibly, hide as much stuff in your trunk, make sure your vehicle's locked, and just have your car inside just look like it's plain with nothing there. Somebody will walk right by and go on to the next car.
So you've seen them happening over in shopping malls now. Is there also been some where the vehicles are being broken in right in people's driveways? Do you think people kind of relax a little bit too much when they pull into their driveway, that false sense of security? Leave their cars unlocked?
Absolutely. Leave their cars unlocked. And, I would say maybe about 40% of the vehicle break-ins, if you think, Chris, would probably happen because people just leave their vehicles unlocked. Somebody walks by, open the door handle, and get inside the car.
Yeah, that's correct. Definitely people need to lock their car doors. That's a big problem out here. People think that their cars are safe in their driveway, which they're really not.
So, quick question. What area are you over, Deputy Kraft?
I have Zone 4, which
Zone
is
4.
Saugus and part of Valencia.
Okay. And then you are?
Zone 5, which is Valencia.
Valencia, okay.
Correct.
Okay, so just wanted to clarify that. So does it matter what kind of car you have? Is it maybe a more expensive car people are going to be targeting, or is it just an opportunity?
My belief is the car is irrelevant. I think it's just the opportunity. Seeing the item inside the car, on the front seat, cell phone on the dash, cell phone in the center console, they're going to take it.
And we see it all the time. We walked through the mall parking lot this weekend, and we were clearing the building, the parking structure after we had the robbery from AT&T, and we found, I believe, 12 cars unlocked.
Are you
with
kidding?
items inside,
wow.
Purses, cell phones, iPads on the front seat, the car doors wide open.
That's unbelievable, because as much as we try to put the word out, how important it is to make sure that you lock your vehicles. And now the cars that are locked, what do you find the primary mean? How are people gaining entry? Are they breaking the side window, or how are they getting in?
Breaking the window. It's the easiest way for them to get in. And it's not loud like everybody thinks. It's a quick little pop, and the window shatters, and they're in the car within seconds.
Is it tool? Do they have like certain tools that do this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's like, is it like a pickaxe or something like that? Like,
It looks like a sharp, like a pencil type tool.
Oh,
And it
really?
just punctures the window, and then, like you said, it just shatters.
oh, windows, I guess they're made to shatter, right?
Correct.
Okay. So they're just taking advantage of that. Okay. And you said it's not really anything in particular, anything that's just sitting on a front seat, they'll take. It's
Correct.
They'll just, no matter
Change, anything, money left in the center console.
what. Really? They dig out the
Sunglasses,
change?
vehicle registration,
Anything.
anything they could take, they're taking.
Right.
So keep nothing visible. Make your car less attractive to these people, and hopefully you won't become a victim.
Right, and then they also were pointing out that even if you don't have anything valuable in your car, but let's say you just have a bunch of junk in your back seat, whether it's piles of clothes or that's also a magnet, because they're going to think that you've got something buried underneath all of those school papers, school books. So try to keep your car neat and orderly.
Yeah, so that's
inside
what
to
that
deter
was my
crooks.
next question was if I have valuables, I put them on the seat, I put my jacket over it. Not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
Okay.
No, whatever you can fit in your trunk. If you can get items in your trunk and your trunk locks, a lot of cars have where you can, Hondas, they have down on the bottom where you can lock your trunk, so you can't pop your trunk if they get inside the car.
Okay.
That's the best way, me personally, to store stuff. If you go to Best Buy and buy some items, $1,000, and you spend money, just go home. Don't put them in your car. Leave them in your car and go shopping through the rest of the day. Go back home, drop the stuff off, and then it's safe.
Oh, okay. So that's not even something I thought about. Like with Christmas shopping, you're driving all over the place. You're buying one thing here, one thing there, one thing there, and you just leave it in your car because you're finishing your shopping for the day.
Correct.
Yeah. So.
Correct.
And I think a big target too is all of our local gyms and the different hiking places like Towsley, Placerita, because they know when you're going to work out at the gym, you're going to go hiking, you're not taking your purse with you or your wallet. So that's a place too that you really need to be careful.
Correct.
Definitely.
Maybe I'm paranoid. Maybe I am.
We know you're paranoid.
But I feel like is there like I feel like if I'm getting out of my car, I have a bunch of stuff and I'm putting it in my trunk, people are going to see me and then they're going to want to go. Is that a legitimate fear?
Do you? Is it kind of like that song? I feel like someone's always watching
Yeah,
me.
exactly,
I don't-
exactly.
Yeah.
No, I believe that, they don't really sit there and eye the parking lot. A lot of the times they're just walking through looking at cars. So if you're going to your trunk, maybe they think you're putting something away. But I would say more than likely they're just walking by, looking at your car, look down through the window, and like you said, see a phone on the center console, and then they're going to go in your car.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go, oh, he just put a bunch of stuff in his trunk. I want to get in his trunk. Too difficult for them.
Oh, okay.
And I think that too. Moving on to like when you're driving around and you see somebody suspicious out there, like you notice they're walking real slow by the cars, they're kind of peering into the windows. You
Checking
see them
door
kind of
handles.
checking the door handles, and so we want to ask the public, okay, what do? You call the sheriff's station, but how can you help the dispatchers out? And that's by maybe you two can share with us some details that you can kind of notice if you see something like that occurring.
Yeah, both of us have worked the desk where people call in 911 or to the station, and information descriptions are vital to us finding the suspects and getting the correct description, clothing, race, height, weight, all that stuff is very important. If they're in a vehicle, their license plate number, that helps us out a lot.
Do you ever get people that call in and to report a suspicious person and all they say is, it was a man?
Yeah.
Yes.
all the
And
time.
it's like, oh, okay, all right, we'll be able to find him.
Or it was a male with a black shirt.
Okay.
Not good enough.
Right.
We need more description, because what I tell people on the phone is, then they call and say, hey, you know what? How many males do you see around with black shirts? Oh, everybody's got a black shirt on. That's what we're going to go and we're look for. But hey, I see a male who's got a black shirt, and then he has like a purple hat with like a L logo on the front. Oh, perfect. That gives us a lot to go off. Or he's got camel pants on and the L logo on his hat. That's phenomenal.
Or facial hair. Do they have a mustache? Do they have a beard? Do they have scars? Do they wear glasses? Any little bit of information that you can recall to give the dispatcher will make it so much easier for them to give the information to the deputies out in the field.
And another thing that Shirley and I have talked about in the past is if you are a victim, don't not report it. Like say your car gets broken into, you don't have anything super valuable in there, but they took like, I don't know, your makeup bag or something on the front seat, which isn't that big of a deal to you, but it may lead to finding this person. Maybe there were like a string of 10 break-ins in your
Tying
area,
Correct.
right?
together.
Correct.
So if you are a victim, make sure you
Call us.
You
yes.
call, right?
Absolutely.
Right, a call or something that I was talking to one of your writers yesterday, Enzo, about, and I think he did an article on your website. It's about how certain crimes qualify to report them online because, face it, we're all busy schedules, and maybe, you don't have time to wait for a deputy to report that your car was broken into and your makeup bag was taken off of your seat. And so that option's available. You can go to www.lasd.org, and there's a link there, file a report online. And that is if the property is valued at under $950. There are certain criteria, and that makes it easier for you to report a crime to us.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome. LASD.org,
Yes.
and there's a way to on there.
Right, you'll see it on the left-hand side.
Sweet.
It says file a report online.
Awesome
Outstanding.
stuff. And so don't not report it. And if you see suspicious activity, it's okay to just call and say, hey, this guy looks kind of shady. This lady looks kind of shady.
Yeah, definitely.
Call.
We
and
do
get
that every
some help.
day. We get calls every day. People look suspicious. Don't hesitate to call us. Get a good description and let us know as soon as possible.
Yeah, especially in the Valencia area, Saugus area, if you see someone walking up and down the street looking in cars, I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, like,
Definitely.
go tell the deputies about it and see
Absolutely.
and scare them off, or maybe they're
Right, and you
other
can just
things.
ask. You can just request a patrol check in that area.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Last question I'm going to ask you for this: what one thing would you give somebody? What advice would you give them to not be a victim?
The biggest thing is, like I said earlier, is lock your car doors is the most important thing. And second thing is don't leave anything visible in your car. Whatever you have in your car that just makes your car look plain, like my partner said, you walk by and people look in your car, there's nothing here, I don't want it. Take everything out that's visible in your car and make it in your trunk, or just don't drive around with that much stuff in your car and people will just walk right by your car.
Awesome. What about you, Deb?
I'd say the same thing. Lock your car doors. Biggest thing. We have a lot of crimes out here from people, a lot of victims from not locking their car doors. We can cut that down a lot if they just have the doors locked.
I think especially in your homes. Like, I feel like, because you brought that up, does it happen in driveways? And Deputy Kraft was saying, yeah, it does happen. And
It does. And also another thing, we had time, but people are taking the garage door remotes from vehicles too
Oh,
to
holy
access
cow.
your house. So that's another good thing to take out of the car is your garage door remote.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, they take that and, maybe
Come back.
a couple months later, they come back and take stuff out of your
Absolutely.
home.
Absolutely.
Okay, so thank you, guys. We're going to take a quick break. We have a special guest. This
right.
is a different type. We used to do the hot seat on the Neighborhood Watch. This is a different type of hot seat. I would say it's a hotter seat. Like it's a more scary seat than
is.
any questions
Looks like
I could
it.
ask you. Just so you know.
Right.
We're-
Basically, we'll give you a teaser. We have a local elementary student who's here to interview the deputies.
Yeah.
It's going
It's
down
kind of like,
for
okay,
real.
do you remember the polygraph test that you took when you came on the?
Yeah, we're hooking you up. We're hooking you guys up next. All right. We're going to take a quick break. More of the Santa Clarita Sheriff's Talk Show on AM 1220 KHTS. Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Your hometown station. I'm Kyle Jellings with Shirley Miller, Public Information Officer on AM 1220 KHTS. Make sure we're streaming live at hometownstation.com. Download the free KHTS app. This is the new Santa Clarita Sheriff Talk radio show, and I'm joined, and we have a special guest in studio, right, Shirley? Very
Yes,
special
we
guest.
do. This is the moment that the deputies have been dreading because they're going to be put on the spot, ask some questions. We have with us a local elementary student. What is your name?
I'm Audrey,
Hi, Audrey. How old are you?
11.
11. Okay. And so you're
Going down
representing
for
the
real.
kids in your classroom, and they would like to know more about being a deputy. And, we just couldn't accommodate all of the kids in your class here today. And so I guess you have a few questions. And what would you like to ask? I guess you can ask a question, and you guys just jump in. It's a contest. I'll have a buzzer here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm excited for this. I'm really excited for
Okay,
this.
so the first question is, if you could pick the color of your uniform, what would it be?
Oh,
I absolutely love that question.
I'm a big fan of the tan and green. I wouldn't change a thing.
Oh,
I would have to agree.
company men. Look at you guys.
It's a tradition that's been that way since 1850. I think it's something that should stay.
I was hoping for a pink or a blue.
okay.
Oh, some alternate uniforms like the University of Oregon? What do you think? Some alternates? like some hot pinks?
Just
every once in
changing
a while?
weekly.
Yeah, every once in a while.
So if you weren't a deputy, what would you be?
Oh man, it's a tough one.
You know, I would like to be a personal trainer at a gym or own a gym.
Well, maybe when you retire, can be a goal of yours.
You know, I'm not even sure. I've been doing this since I was a kid, so couldn't even think of anything else I would be.
Did you?
If you weren't a deputy to be the LAPD officer.
Yeah, probably LAPD.
Yeah, fill
I
in the
don't know.
blank. Police department for some
Yeah, I've been
company.
doing explorers and all that since I was a kid, so never really thought about doing anything else.
Good answer.
Yeah, not bad.
Is it hard to be a deputy?
Yeah, sometimes it is. We see a lot of bad things and a lot of good things too, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun and it is difficult. There's a lot of things that you deal with on a daily basis that you just take for granted that you deal with that the normal, public society couldn't see or handle. And sometimes it does affect you, but we're all a family and everybody works close together and we all push through it.
So that kind of leads into my next question, which is, what don't you like about being a deputy?
I would say the least thing I like is about the amount of hours that you have to work and just being away from your family.
I would have to agree, the same thing. A lot of hours.
You kind of like come home, the kids are like, who are you?
Or you come home and it's time for the kids to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah, that's hard.
man.
So that kind of wraps up all my questions.
That's
Good
it.
questions.
Oh, you let them off
Very good.
easy.
We survived.
Okay, not bad.
Well, but wait, Kyle, do you have any questions?
The uniform question was a good one.
That was
Yeah,
a great
that was-
I
question.
did want to ask. Yeah, I mean, being a deputy, you mentioned it. You guys both mentioned it. It's kind of you kind of see the worst in people, and so but there's still those moments where. Deputy Bertola, he delivered a baby and you have those moments where you're saving somebody's life.
Absolutely.
Does the good outweigh the bad in your day-to-day stuff?
Yes, I would say
Absolutely.
definitely, yeah.
It's just the hardest thing is that the good is far and few between. Most is the bad. The cops always get called when things are going wrong. Very rare do you get called when things are going right. But when it does, you do feel rewarding. Helping somebody, a motorist stranded on the side of the road, or helping an old lady, or something was stolen and you're able to get it back, or just helping anybody where you're able, something was stolen and you're able to retrieve it and get it back. That's why we do this job. And to put people that think they can steal from other people and hurt other people in jail, that's a self satisfaction for yourself.
Now, refresh my memory. How long have both of you been on the department now? How long have you been deputies?
I've been on for over 13 years now.
Okay.
Coming up on 11 years this year.
11 years. Okay.
So he's got 2 years ahead of you, huh?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you guys for coming in. And there is ways to reach out, right? Surely the community involvement is very
Oh,
important.
one other question, Kyle, that
we got
I wanted.
another
Yes.
question. Okay.
What's the most? I wanted Audrey to bring back something to her classroom. What is the most important piece of advice that you can give kids?
Oh, yeah.
My biggest thing is, be able to dial 911, know your address, where you're at, and just know your mom and your dad's cell phone numbers, because a lot of kids just have them programmed into the phones and they don't know the phone number. So that's probably huge.
I think us adults are guilty of that too.
Yeah, know to dial 911, where you're at, if you're at your friend's house, or an address, because you might need to call and you might be the only one able to help your family out.
Better start learning my address now.
Oops.
Oops, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really surprised how many kids that they don't know their address, because when I was younger, you knew it. I don't know if it's because we used to actually write letters and not emails, with the stamp on
If it's longer than 140 characters, I'm out. I'm
That's
out.
true.
Forget it. Just
Yeah, you're
forget it.
done.
Yeah, I'm done. Forget it. Awesome. So thanks, Audrey, for coming in.
Yes.
No other
Yeah, thank
questions?
you.
Nope.
Okay, that's good. That's good. You guys are lucky.
What grade is 11 or 11 years old? What grade?
6.
Sixth grade.
Okay.
So you graduate this year?
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh boy.
Moving on to junior high.
Oh boy. All right. So, but thank you guys for coming in. And there's ways to reach out, right? There's ways for the community. We want the community to be,
Yes.
help the deputies. There's only so many deputies. There's a ton of community members. And there's ways to reach
Sure.
out.
Yes. Stay connected with your local sheriff's department. You can do that through our Facebook page, Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station Facebook page. We also are on Twitter. And we also, if you're not signed up for Nixles to get updates for your neighborhood, you can register for free at www.nixle.com. And the other thing I was going to mention to you, we have a new email address. It's available for the public. If you have any ideas for upcoming Santa Clarita Sheriff Talk shows or any suggestions for guests that you would like to see, you can send us an email at Santa Clarita Media, that's MEDIA, at LASD.org.
Awesome stuff. Great. And so this is we do this the first and third Thursday every month. So make sure you tune in for next week. 2 weeks from now, you're gonna have more deputies in here, right?
That's
Not
right.
that we don't love you guys, but
That's right, and
sure
we're planning on the show to also get more community members.
love it.
I know that next month is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, so we're hoping to get a guest from either the Child and Family Center or the Domestic Violence Center of Santa Clarita, but I'll keep you posted with that.
Awesome stuff. So thank you guys again for coming in.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Audrey.
Thank
Audrey,
Thanks for having us.
No offense, guys. Audrey was MVP.
Yeah, she
All
was.
right, Audrey. Yeah.
The Santa Clarita Sheriff Talk Show is in the books on AM 1220 KHTS.